Yeah. So I'm Lasertrap, I press buttons and go fast, and this is Anodyne. Also, this time I'm not German, so shoutouts to SRC for somehow putting my flag as German last run. But yes, so this is an indie game. It's kind of most compared to Zelda Link's Awakening. But there's going to be a few different twists. This will be more of a fever dream compared to Link's Awakening. So let's get started. You'll see straight away that the language is Chinese. It would be nice to play in English for a showcase so that more people can understand, but Chinese is just so much faster that it would just probably go overestimate if I'm being honest. So, let's go in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright. So we start in this very strange world. No real explanation, but this is like the tutorial. It teaches you the controls, but in a very strange and different way than usual. It's more or less demanding you to use the arrow keys to move and so on. So now I'm going to go through this very strange portal again, and this takes us to the Nexus, where we will meet the Sage. Funnily enough, this Sage's name is Sage. So the Sage tells us what our quest is. We are going to defeat Briar, and then we go through this portal to the streets, enter the menu, return to entrance straight away because that warps us up a screen. And so now our hero, his name is Yang, he will take a trip to the right. And what will he find in this mysterious chest? A broom! Alright, let's warp back to the middle again. And, oh no, these blobs, what will we do? Okay, I'll clean them up with my broom. Only option, right? And in this chest there is a key. I saw a locked door, it's just right here. We'll go through. So one of the features is opening gates by defeating enemies, and there's someone following me. What should I do? Running. Keep running is the only option right now. Through this portal. There's a checkpoint right here, I'm going to save it. And hopefully warp back here later if everything goes well. Alright, this is our friend Mitra. She's not very good at controlling her bike, but she's friendly. We like Mitra. I can skip one of her extra text boxes by leaving that room in less than 3 tiles. This is a very much tile-based game in a way, although I have free movement between all of them. And so here's Sage again. He says, I trust that you found a weapon by now, and we show him the broom, and he's very confused, but then he plays it cool and says, oh, it's just as the prophecy foretold. This is normal. Everything is completely normal here. So this is the first dungeon. Got a few different names. I just call it Temple pretty much, because they all have pretty generic names on purpose. So a big mechanic of this game is using dust to block off things with our broom, you know, as we do. Like Zelda, there's a lot of puzzle-based things, and these enemies here have, well, you can only hit them from the back, as you can probably tell. I missed a good cycle in this room. That's okay. I got health back. In this chest is a card. Cards basically are my key to win the game, in a way, without using glitches, that is. They're kind of like... You can think of them like stars in Super Mario 64. I need 36 cards to beat the game without glitches. And actually there are only 37 you can get without post-game, so there's only one I can skip. But speaking of glitches, thank you so much for already meeting the incentive to do a bonus any % run after this. I really appreciate it. And it's going to such a good cause, and we are really making good pace for 100k by the end of tomorrow. Alright, I just need another key from this chest. Going back through this room, I can push that enemy into there and take a nice pass through like that. I need both buttons to be pressed to open this gate, and the enemy above helps me with that one. Beat all the enemies here. Nice optimal broom stabs. Ooh, this is a bit of a cycle. It's too fast, believe it or not. But that's okay. And in this room now that I'm going back to the right, I need to use both of these pieces of dust, and it can be a little bit finicky. I was a little worried that this might be a difficult run to do with a keyboard I'm not used to, but as it turns out, the keyboards here I actually prefer to the one I'm used to at home. And yes, here we have the first boss, the Seer. So I'm going to hit him from the left. Why are you stabbing down? This happened yesterday, and I didn't understand why. Okay, so this is not going as planned, but I can still defeat him. It's just a little bit slower, and I'm gonna go down to 1 HP. And die. Not me. Okay, that's bad. Alright, we're not getting world record anymore, sorry everyone. So I don't know why, but for some reason I was pressing right there, and this happened yesterday, and it was making me stab down. But we should be free to go back through. As long as I know the fastest way. Well, that's great. I really want to do this without saving if I can, but luckily, yeah, okay, I could just go straight up. Alright, let's try that again. That was unfortunate, but I'll play it safer with this one. I'll just go up here. I'm going to take an extra hit of damage there, but this one is much more consistent, and I should be able to get through, even though I'll go down to 1 HP again. Finally, okay. That is not hard, but something strange happened. It's okay. Live events, this happens. And I am going to get a health refill after this. Now, in theory, it is actually faster to beat this game without getting health refills. But there are some damage boosts that you have to take later through enemies that deal 6 HP, and that is all I have at the start. So I will be getting up to 10 HP, it's what I'm used to. The maximum is 16 though, so I'm not going to be playing it too safe. I have to visit that screen and then come back here, and then cancel this key effect, warp back to the title. This is a menu function, it's not a glitch or anything. Okay, so I'm about a minute behind a good run. I'll try and bring it back. So that's why I saved at the very first checkpoint there, and I didn't save after that. So I'm just going to go get a card over this way, and then I will leave the spooky woods. So in the meantime, any quick donations, Josh?
Sure, excellent. We got a $50 donation from Milgrips, who says, Josh said not to put any more money towards definitive upgrade, so we should put all the money towards that incentive. Color me confused. Well, I guess this means not all the money on the definitive upgrade. They put $5 towards the FF13 Part 2 Gilgamesh fight, and the other 45 towards definitive edition. So yeah, thank you for that.
Alright, we will have more time for another one in just a moment here, but this is the fields. It's kind of like the central area without being the Nexus, which has just portals to everywhere you can possibly ask for. This is Meow. Meow is a cat, funny that. And they want to follow us around because they know Young is a hero, even though Young may not know that himself yet. And Meow is going to convince this mean fellow to get out of the way. And I need this cardboard box, but inside the cardboard box is another cat, and this cat's name is Icky. Is very appreciative of us saving him. And then Meow goes away because he's too far away from home, and Icky told Meow not to stray too far. So in this next bit, I'm going to go towards the forest. There isn't too much interesting right here after the first dungeon. I kind of wish there was more in the forest, because there are characters like James the Bear, and the Thorax, who does a parody of the Lorax by Dr. Seuss. But yeah, it's just me going out of my way to get an extra card right now, so another donation if you have it, Josh.
Yes, please. We got a $250 donation.
What?
Yeah, from LL Cool Dave. He's back with cat facts. LL Cool Dave says, double-blind studies have shown that leopards have an overwhelming preference for the superior version of San Andreas. For more, the tech liked it. For more big cat facts, donate $10 with keyword big cat. So yeah, I think Dave wants you to donate $10 for more cat facts.
Well, it's very relevant. Thank you so much. That's awesome. And I should probably point out that if you're on dust, you can float on water. So that's what's going on right here. But yes, I just got the card up there, and now I'm heading on to the next area for now. This is actually all we'll see of the forest in this run. Other areas you will see probably multiple times, if I'm thinking correctly. Now we're on to the cliffs. Very nice music here. Pretty chill right now. Alrighty, so coming up we will run into our friend Mitra again. And she is going to give us a present. And it will be boots that have springs on the bottom of them. So only with that does Young gain the power to jump. So yes, now we can finally jump around. And, you know, we will need that in this dungeon, which is the Cavern Dungeon. I believe it is literally just called Cavern. And it's home to enemies I don't particularly like, which are dogs like this. They run side to side. And in the next room, we will also see frogs. So frogs and dogs I don't really care for. Nice 1 damage boost. I usually have to do that in 2. But yeah, that was optimal. Let's go. Alright, gonna get a key and use the menu functions to warp back to the entrance. In dungeons, the menu function to warp back to entrance is available, but if you're not in a dungeon, that function instead returns you to the Nexus, which is like the basically kind of like a level select area in a way. Let's see. Dealing with these enemies quickly, nice. Good. Another key. This dungeon is kind of stacking upon keys before I can get to the end. But there is quite a bit of sequence breaking to do, because you're only really meant to jump across like horizontal or vertical 1-tile gaps, but you can pretty easily jump across diagonals like that, or 2-tile gaps like that, and it's not a glitch. Like that. There are a few things that we do are extremely questionable, and we should probably call this category no major glitches. But 2-tile jumps are definitely not glitches. Also, these enemies, they look a bit like Shaggy. Well, they're not really enemies at all. They are completely harmless. And like a few things in this run, they're literally just there as designed to make you feel uncomfortable. Right, I'm going to do a safety save here. Saving at a checkpoint also refills your health, which is very nice. Okay, I wanted to get that, but it should be fine. This room, if I do it optimally, I jump back across. These are dust-activated platforms, as you do. Everything is dust-related. It's part of the new economy. Very spooky rolling spike bar right there. Another one. Okay, here's another card. Oh, Shaggy, you're better than this. Please, let me through. Come on. Alright. Dealing with frogs and dogs, going back and forth between them. Nice, okay. Everything is fine. So, we've seen this entrance, but now I'm going to go out the back right here and climb up to a top level. Deal with these 3 frogs. You can sort of manipulate the frogs' movement, or their attacks rather. They spew those little red discs. Here's a room with 2 dogs. If I do it right, it'll be called Pog Dogs. So let's hope for Pog Dogs. Alright, nice. That was pretty efficient. Another... Ah, okay. Let's reset that room. Just activated platform. Alright. So now I'm just going to get around to the boss. There will be a couple 2-tile jumps that I don't really have to go for. Please, Shaggy, come on. You just made me go through 2 extra room transitions. Yeah, everything works in screens, by the way. Alright, 2-tile jump, nice. And another one right here. Barely saves any time to do these, but we got them both first try, which is good. And, you know, it does save time, so it was worth it. We are about to deal with the second boss, though, which will drop down 2 levels, and I'm going to save at the checkpoint because I've soft-locked twice this week, which isn't really my fault. There are some bad glitches in this game. But yeah, so here we go. I just fell off on purpose, by the way, because you don't take fall damage. This is a wall. I'm going to hurt him by brushing his teeth. And I'm going to avoid getting hurt by falling off because that gives me iframes and I don't take damage. You actually used to take fall damage from falling off pits in this game, but the reviews I hear apparently went up significantly once that feature was removed. Only a couple more hits, I believe. Nice, okay, we avoided the soft lock. I know because he didn't do the attack, which causes it. So that's the wall done. He still can't get our name right. I think he calls us Yang, he calls us Yan. And let's get more health. So, a wall that you have to defeat by brushing its teeth. Only the beginning of the weirdness of this game. I need to go up that screen again, and okay, I didn't quite get the key cancel. So, key cancels aren't considered a glitch basically because they've always been done, but they pretty much are. But yes, now that I have that, I am going to return to the entrance. And return to the Nexus. Do a couple bit of quick warps here, and we're going back to the fields. We've defeated 2 dungeons, 2 of the bosses. There are 6 main dungeons, and then there's like a couple of shorter post-game dungeons. Alright, now I'm going to take a lovely stroll on the beach. Once again, this is just so I can get a card. There is a health upgrade that I can also get. I do run 100% glitchless, which isn't much shorter. But fun fact, the 100% glitched record is less than half of the time of the any percent glitchless record. Clever Pigeon has a 27-minute time, and any percent glitchless, I have a 102, which is world record. Nice in between the blobs. In the meantime, Josh, how about if there's anything you'd like to read, go ahead.
I will do. We have a $5 donation from Enstal, who says, "Good luck to all runners, especially to Joshimus if the upgrade happens." Hopefully it's going to happen.
Thank you very much.
They put the $5 towards the incentive.
Sorry, this is John the Fisherman. I accidentally knocked him to a whirlpool, and then I'm going in there, and now I'm in a sea of what we can only assume to be blood. Sorry, just I timed that a little bit wrong.
Yeah, it's alright, it's alright.
But yes, this is a little bit more weird. Yeah, it's a little bit spooky, but there isn't too much harmful here. There are more creatures that are sort of designed to make you feel a little bit uncomfortable. That's like sort of a weird theme of this game. It gets in your head, and like the whole idea is it's very nice. It's about like Jung's reality and things like that. What is real? What isn't? What does he need to be working on? And it hits a little bit too close to home. So that's why I speedrun it. I actually picked this up in 2020 when there was the amazing 1500 game bundle on itch.io for just $5 minimum. When there was the whole racial injustice issue. So that was a great cause too. But also, thank you so much everyone for this marathon donating towards Alzheimer's, which is, an increasing problem. So this is our next dungeon. The Grotto, I think it's... Well, I mean, the devs just call it Red Cave. And I'm going to free this tentacle, and that will make another entrance of the dungeon. Shoutouts to weird tentacle things. Why not? These enemies, I mean, it doesn't matter if I damage boost through them because they drop 3 HP every time. Bit of an oversight. There's going to be a lot of warping in this dungeon, by the way. There are 5 entrances. I'm not going to see the 5th because it's a broom upgrade and I don't need it. It would be helpful, but it's slow. And here's another tentacle, and it's going to make another entrance. Okay, well, let's try that again. That was a weird one. Alright, get the key. Back to entrance. Now, every time you return to entrance in this dungeon, you go back to this, like, initial entrance. So when I go through a different entrance, I will need to save at a checkpoint and do a tidal warp instead so I can go back to the checkpoint rather than coming back here, as you will see in just a moment. So I'm going to go over to the left side first, save at this checkpoint, and then we will do a tidal warp once they clear out this side. Alright, so this time I'm going to get 2 keys to go up the middle just again, just like the other entrance, rather. Float on this pool of totally just red water, or maybe it's sauce, in which case, damn, that's a lot of sauce. Return to title, and we'll do the same with the other side. This room is pretty cool how you can just do this quickly and it'll just line up. But in this room I need to keep this strange rock thing alive. come back over this way. Help me. Alright, nice. It's a bit of a scary room because you need to keep it away from that laser there. Doesn't really matter too much if I take damage here, honestly, because returning to title and reloading always puts you back at full health. And hey, another tentacle. This time nothing happened, and I returned to entrance so I can get faster overworld movement. But this time nothing happened with the tentacle because I need to free 2 of them to get the final entrance, the one with the boss. I hope everyone's keeping up on the lore. Ah, okay. In this section, it's actually faster to take a death warp if I can. I don't know if I'll make it. This might not. Might be too much health to be worth it. Yeah, it definitely will be, actually. You barely even press the button, but I can still get through. Yeah, it's just gonna be faster to return to title, rather than waiting for 4 more hits. Alrighty, so you know the drill, we're clearing out this side now, and then we'll go up the middle, and then we'll go to the final entrance. In the meantime, if there are any donations, Josh, go ahead.
Okie dokie. We got a $10 donation from Catnip. Hello, Catnip. Who says, Bingus, this one is for all of the foliage appreciators out there, which is a definitive edition reference. And then we also get $5 from Ananance, who said, I think I heard someone say that Pain Grade would be a better description for the definitive edition, and that sounds like something I'd all be for. Yeah, thank you. They both went to definitive. How much are we? Do I still have time?
Yeah, go for it. I'm just going this way first. Oh, actually, let me mention something very quickly. This is also not a glitch. I can jump over this gap and my dust comes with me. Absolutely not a glitch. It's allowed. But yes, go ahead.
Okay. I just wanted to say, yeah, we are currently at $4,411.69 for the definitive edition, which we need for $5,050. So we're like $600 away.
Very nice.
Yeah.
That's coming up soon, so make sure you get your donations in for that. Okay. These bats are annoying. This is not how I want this to go at all. Let's see. Alright, this is the rogue. He's got some very dangerous attacks. So, okay. He can do these tentacle attacks. He can also like throw up these little strange disco ball things. They're a little bit small. It would be a huge ordeal if he started doing this massive tidal wave attack. I really don't want to see that. And he's dead. Woo! So yes, you can just stand in the corner here and he won't actually move. Bit of a health refill here. I actually, it takes longer to refill if you have lower health. The bats were pretty annoying, but I knew what I was doing, trust me. I've played this game a few times. I can also keep my dust by jumping through there. Absolutely not a glitch. On this key, I don't want to cancel the animation. It just works out that it's slightly faster to go down to the next screen to return to the Nexus. So this is a Nexus portal. I haven't actually seen them yet this run, or barely have. But yes, now I'm going back to the fields. And remember that cardboard box I picked up the first time I was here? I need to give it to the shopkeeper, and he will give me card 44. And shoutouts to Seth. She's actually one of the remake devs, and she's helped do commentary for this before with some great insights. She's actually found a couple of route saves, and she doesn't speedrun the game. Because one of the really awesome things about Anodyne is that we don't have our own speedrunning server, but we share like the server that is the official game dev server. So speedrunning is a big thing for the devs, and they also have allowed Seth and Cynthia to work on a remake, which is basically staying mostly faithful, but will have some of the bad glitches removed. This game originally, though, was made by Melos and Marina, so thank you so much for this game. It's really awesome, and I'm very happy that it works well as a speed game, too. It's probably one of my favorites. I would say a good second favorite. And it looks like I have a good line right here. I want to be right in the middle. Actually gonna tap. Nice, okay. so I can go straight through those without taking any damage. This is just a cleanup for the field, so I can get the rest of the cards here. There's an interesting puzzle here with the blob. Like, you actually have to defeat the blob ahead of time, because it will stay dead. Some enemies will stay dead from screen to screen, but as you see with the bats, they respawn. But yes, now let's take care of the frog and the dog. Did I really not get 3 hits already on the dog? Oh well. Alright, one more card. And then I will just take a little bit more of a detour. We can relax with the lovely chill music here. Everything's been a bit weird, so it should be more relaxing for a while. And I can actually use the game's looping point to tell like how well I've done this section. The looping point for the music, rather. Which is coming up very soon. You can tell because the looping points are a little bit rough at the edges. They're not quite done perfectly. Yeah, there it is. Alright, that's pretty decent for the fields cleanup. I just need to get one more card in here. And I will be on my way to the area that is quite literally called Rainy Area. How about that? A lot of the signs, like there's one sign that tells you where everything is, but most of the signs that point to places, like the one I passed there, it'll just say the words on the sign are faded. Adds a bit to the mystery. But yes, this is where I use all the keys that I've been picking up. What could possibly be behind the gates? What is so forbidden? The chest? I could try to open it, but it's actually locked right now. I'm gonna climb up here. Where on earth am I climbing to? It's actually the top of a windmill, and I'm going to turn on the windmill. And what this does is it moves the statues. You may have seen earlier in the run, when I entered a room very quickly at the end of the dungeon, there was these very strange statues. And now they're going to move out of the way, which opens up 3 new areas. So I mentioned there were 6 dungeons, and the second 3 are locked behind the first 3. So that's what we're going to be dealing with now. I'm just going to go back in here very quickly. This is one of the best songs in the game, but we barely hear it at all. So now we can get that card. Hey, come on, menu boss. So let's head down back to the first dungeon. This is already after the boss. That's where the portal is. Gonna make a 2-tile jump here. Nice. Get both of these, fall off to get me back to the beginning of the room quicker. I actually quite like where my health is here. It's not usually this high. So I won't need to, well, should I safety save? I've never died here. But you never want it to be the first time. Alright, fine. Okay, so now we are at a different part of the woods. It's got that very spooky background music playing again. So you know how we've had these lovely bats that have circled around us? They only die in 1 hit. Well, how about the red-eyed bats? They take 2 hits and they shoot fire. So yes, this is like the game's way of letting you know that things are about to get a little bit harder. I don't have to deal with these dogs, but the previous dogs, they would run side to side only 3 times, and they were much easier to manipulate. But the new dogs, they will run side to side 5 times, and are a pain to manipulate, a huge pain to manipulate. Right, there's the bat card. I totally walked through a bush, don't worry about it. That's just because of how it works when you go through a room transition. Like if there's a tile in the way, as there was there, you can just go through it. More on that later, because you people in the chat are awesome, and you already donated for the any % glitched run. Alright, so now we're in my, well, in this area, for an unexplained reason, your broom is a knife. And you don't know it until you start talking to these people, because the action key to talk is the same as attacking. And I'm actually totally killing all of these really innocent people. These shadows will do 6 damage if they hurt me, but I unfortunately need to do this. I really hate doing this. It's my least favorite area in the game. It's really creepy. Like, you've got this filter on, and the music just sounds like an untuned radio. But yes, I need to kill 10 of these people so I can get into this house, and all of that is just for a card. If you talk to the people inside the houses, the other houses that you can go into, like they're all happy about like what's going on outside. They're pretty much completely oblivious. But yes, thankfully this only lasts for about a minute. So now we will go to dungeon number 4, which is the apartment. And this is the home of the one card I can skip in the any percent glitchless run. And his main gimmick is going to be these those cubes there with the switches that turn them on and off, and also these silverfish which run away from you. It's actually a really cool dungeon to me because, you know, I've played this game casually as well. I imagine it's not that cool to anyone who hasn't played it before, but it's cool to me because of how much it's out of order. Okay, that gas that just hit me is inverted controls. Not very fun. I'm going to intentionally fall off and then reload this room so the spike bar is out of my way, and I can get this key in peace. Or card, rather. I know what's in which chest. I actually don't know what's in a few of them, just because I just get them. Alright, the water in this state in this dungeon is brown, or it's chocolate milk. But because water movement is slow, I want to avoid swimming in the chocolate milk as much as possible, and I just completely failed those couple jumps there, but it's fine. Right, there's also these rat puzzles. I'm gonna help or the rat is going to help me out, rather. Opening up these gates. That one's okay, well, now I know. And I'm going to head upstairs while expertly dodging these rolling spike bars. Upstairs, you're supposed to go up this way first and do 2 rat puzzles from the outside, like this first one here. But I'm going to like pretty much leave the room right now, and it will line up perfectly with the rat hitting the button. And the second one that I was supposed to do that way, well, it turns out that once I get to this next room here, I can just go to the bottom corner and both buttons are pressed, which saves a fair bit of time. Just gonna head over to the left slightly so that bat won't hit me. This room is quite scary. Okay, nice, I missed the poison gas, and also if that gas hits the silverfish before I get that button, then that's bad. These enemies are a coin flip after the first hit. I am losing so many coin flips right now. That was unfortunate. My record in the losing coin flips in this game is 9 in a row. Here you can probably tell you're not really supposed to come into this room from this side. But the way the route works out, that's it's a lot faster, because I'm skipping the card and everything. Alright, this room coming up is pretty difficult to get everything in time. I need to very quickly hit the switch, grab the dust, get that out of the way, and boom. Very nice. That's quite tricky, always a scary room to come into when you're on a good pace. This room, on the other hand, is literally just changing the switches how you need. And we will be heading onto the roof of the apartment. Alright, so more silverfish puzzles here, pretty basic. The next one is a little bit long, so we've got time for a donation, Josh.
Excellent. Okay. In that case, I'd like to tell you that we have a $100 donation from Anonymous, who just says, "Thanks for doing this, guys," smiley face. Well, thank you for your donation, but not thanks for putting it towards the Definitive Edition.
No, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And, okay, we're coming up on a boss. Safety save. This is a Watcher. He says something about the stars, like, the fire of the stars is burning in our eyes. So I'm going to stand up here and hit him, and he's going to shoot fire at me at random. I want him to stay up here, but every single practice run this week, he's done a really slow attack. This run, he seems to be avoiding it, maybe? Yo, this is the best pattern. He's dead. Let's go. That's super good RNG on that one. Alright. So that's that dungeon done. Back to the spooky suburbs. No, I'm just kidding. We can leave. So now I'm going to the second dungeon again, the back entrance. We will be exploring the cliffs for a little bit. And once again, I'm going to set up a tidal warp by saving at the checkpoint, so when I reload the game in a moment, I can warp back there. I need to go down to the third ladder. You know, total guesswork. Oh, I made it. Isn't that great? So this, once again, is just going for a card. Actually, there isn't too much to mention right here, so if you have anything else you'd like to mention, Josh, now is a good time.
Well, I have prizes we can talk about.
Go for it.
So the person who just donated $100 is now in the running for a PlayStation 5, because we have the grand prize of a $100 donation minimum, cumulative across the entire event, and we have 2 PS5s that are up for the running. So head on over to prizes.esamarathon.com and you can see what you can win. We have a bunch of prizes. We also, right now, I just double checked, we have a, I'm going to say this wrong, Yoshitika Amanu, the illustrated biography Beyond the Fantasy art book available. That's a minimum donation of $15 and it's a timed one, so if you get in now, you have a very good chance of winning it. Yeah, keep donations coming, and yeah, thanks a lot.
Thank you, everyone. How's our total looking, actually?
We are currently at $53,495.
Nice.
Yeah.
Alright, so who would have guessed that at the top of the mountains we have space? Now, again, there really isn't much to do here. I'm just going to get a card on the left and the right. But there is some, well, you know, the lore of this game, if you're keeping up with it, it's a little bit more bizarre in space because there are the cube rulers. There's nothing that can hurt me here. Those enemies are just, once again, going to crowd around me, and they don't even have any collision that can get in my way. But it's, yeah, more of feeling uncomfortable again. If I go up like some of these ladders, I will meet, you know, the royal cubes. They are actually just cubes with eyes, and they rule the space lands. But after I get this card, I'm going to go up like higher in space. So get your guesses in for what is at the top of space. We will find out in just a few seconds here. Any guesses, Josh? To the top of space?
The sun?
The sun? Okay, I can see where you're coming from. Alright, what could it possibly be? It is a hotel.
Oh.
So, this is actually my favorite area in the game. Oh, I don't need that dust just yet. Making a few tall jumps here. Yeah, I just love the music here. It's in the nice 5/8 timing. Real groove. Especially when the bass kicks in. I just put that dust off the edge. How good of me. Alright, so in this room I'm going to get rid of these blobs first. And with this dust I'm going to fall off so I can get back to the beginning of the room and then use the dust on this platform. Alright, here's a dog that's going to run side to side a few more times and be really annoying to deal with. But yes, now I'm going to get that key, return to entrance. Unfortunately that restarts the music, so the bass was just kicking in, but don't worry, we'll get a chance to hear more of this music. And it's such a... Well, in general, this game has a really nice soundtrack, but, you know, this is my favorite area to play, and it's really quite tricky as well. Like, I'm kind of tanking more hits than I would usually want to, but it should be okay, right? You know, it's only a live marathon. I'll go for the 2 tall jump that saves like 0.5, and I never go for an attempt. I made it, let's go. That's not super impressive. I need to remember to open that gate there. This 2 tall jump is way more important because it skips quite a few screens. And it's really annoying, like, all the time. Now I need to do this really quickly, get this dust, jump over back there, nice. That's actually kind of a part that forces you to speedrun even casually. But yes, now I can fall off there and return to the entrance of this room, and we will go to level 3. We actually enter the hotel at floor 4. But yes, now we're on floor 3. I forgot to save at the checkpoint. I can do it after this room, it's fine. Alright, there we go. walk across the middle here, nice. Fall off, but I don't take damage, and it saves those couple of frames for you. This room right here is, well, it's really hard to do correctly, but I did it just there. A lot of casual players will struggle with the timing on that, and, you know, a lot of speedrunners, myself included, completely misread how to do that room. But yes, now I'm going to get that card and return to title so I can reload and go back to the checkpoint. Judging by my in-game time, I'm about like a minute and a half behind world record right now. Which, you know, for the mishap at the beginning, that's really not too bad. And I'm also on pace to still have never seen a 103, despite the world record being a 102. Alright, so up here I'm going to go downstairs just to save at a checkpoint to do some more warping. By the way, if you're thinking, well, maybe this isn't so fun with all the warps, trust me, it cuts out a lot of just pointless backtrack. Here's a big sequence break, you know, with another 2 tall jump. Oops, I need that. I think the in-game menu warping is such a good feature, and it actually helps keep the speedrun like moving at a good pace the whole time. So now I'm gonna bring this dust with me. You can bring dust to a new room if you like are floating on it on water, but if you just have it in your broom, you will lose it going through a room. Right, now is the time where I return to checkpoint so I can warp back downstairs. Let's make this and back. Ah, that's okay. At least I hit the button. So this is actually the basement of the hotel. It seems to have a flooding problem. Done a couple of other marathons where I've said it reminds me of my grandparents' basement, or how it used to be before they got it fixed. Because, oh yeah, it's definitely had problems flooding in the past. Alright, here's a dog. Another one. I missed a hit, I think. That's okay. I need to defeat this enemy so, oops. So that one of the gates will open, and then reload again. So the cleaning ladies you see on the screen, well, they are only angry if you try to do their job for them. So if I pick up dust, with my broom, they will start chasing after me, and I don't want that. But they're not a big deal right now, and we actually won't deal with them until the end of the game. But yes, now I need to just get past this frog, and we will be going to fight the manager. You may have seen an eye, like, randomly looking at me in the basement. Well, that's the manager, and I am going to have a fight with the manager. It is a 2-room fight, actually. So we have this phase first, where he shoots, I guess, poison dust at me, but then he offers a nice 3 health refill. Very kind. And then he grows legs and starts running around the room, but let's see if he's gonna be nice. Nope, not super nice. Hey, come back. You can actually sort of get it so that he bounces around the room like back into your broom every time, but that's like dependent on his height. And yes, this is the last health upgrade I'm going to pick up. And 10 should be plenty, although I could definitely die in the end game, even with this. So now let's return to the entrance. And we never actually used this platform so far, but now is the time to do that. Alright, so that's 5 out of 6 dungeons down. And we are headed back to the Red Cave. And what is past the Red Cave? Well, what else but a suddenly 8-bit area. Now this is sort of a nightmare casually because of how labyrinthian it is. And you know, there isn't really an explanation for why the colors are a bit different. But for a speedrunner, it's a piece of cake. I know the way to go, and like once you're on the right path, it's just several screens of twisting and turning. So there's nothing to mention just yet. Josh, how are you?
I'm good. Do you want me to tell you about some bid wars?
go for it.
Okay. So obviously we have the definitive edition incentive happening, but did you know that there is also a naming incentive for Twilight Princess? We have, sorry, not naming, oh my god, language incentive for Twilight Princess. There are 4 language options. You have English, French, German, and Spanish. And somehow, I'm not sure how this has happened, Spanish has 0, French has 0, English has 0, German has $500. I feel like there's some restream shenanigans that's happened here. So if you're watching on the French or French or Spanish restream, represent your language. Come on.
So, yeah. Make sure you get some more donations in for the bid wars and anything else. You saw me enter a screen and then go back. That was not a mistake. That was actually a peek into the next dungeon. And here I'm going to take a damage boost through, but these enemies deal 6 HP damage. They also speed up once they start moving towards you if you use your broom. Yeah, I'm going to do 2 more damage boosts with health refills in between each time, thanks to the checkpoints that they conveniently place. So I'd like to give a shout out to the Barrel in this time, who had the record when I started running. Their time is a 105.52, I think. And they did pretty much a low % run where they picked up no health upgrades and no broom upgrades. Other runners will pick up a broom upgrade, but I actually sort of pinched one of the strats. I decided I don't really need either of the upgraded brooms. But I do pick up health because I genuinely think it's much better to not have to take as many risks. And, you know, you can do the damage boosting here and so on. Okay, I got a bit of a knockback from the spikes there, which threw off my jumping. But yes, I'm going to just open this chest, and then we will go onwards into dungeon number 6. We've had a lot of very bizarre areas so far, but the final main dungeon is, in fact, the circus. And it is a very big circus, so we're going to be here for like 8 or 9 minutes. I need to get that out of the way first, so that a gate opens for later, much later actually. Let's go left first. Now we have these speed boosts to get over the big gaps, and I can like store the speed through rooms. It doesn't really matter that I lost it there, because I would have to fight these bats anyway. Okay. In this room, I want to intentionally not reach the other side on that one, but I do want to get there on this side. Perfect. And now we have a long rat puzzle right here. Just make sure the blocks aren't in the way and that I don't get hit. Yep. So we're gonna be introduced to like a few new obstacles in the circus, such as these fire pads. So that's one of them. But here I'm gonna see if I can quickly take out these enemies together. This doesn't go the usual way. I did very different movement to what I should have done. I should be able to jump around there. Nice. Deal with these fire bats. We've seen this before, but have you seen in the next room, we have an enemy that I call the Stackrobats. And the game loves Stackrobats. So it will take 3 hits to get rid of the Tower of 3, and then they split, and then it just takes 1 hit. Why are you in a stone? Now let's return to the entrance. Okay. My health is a bit low, but it should be fine. I'm gonna be forced to save at a checkpoint very soon anyway for a different kind of warp, actually. So, you've seen me saving at checkpoints and returning to title and so on, and you've seen me returning to entrance. But this time I'm actually going to combine both, so I'll save here, then I will return to entrance and hit this switch to turn off, well, change the position of the cubes, and then reload my game, go back to the checkpoint, and these cubes are off. And that was another routing change that Seth made. There's still a fair bit of going around here to do, but it cuts out like 20 seconds, I want to say. So I still have to hit that switch right there. There isn't really a choice. Oops. Alright, and now I'm going to save this person here. I will give them a nice dust cushion so that they won't have to fall as hard, and leave the room before they can get a text box out, get that key, and let's go back to the entrance. Alright, so you see the stones around that have like carved writing in them? One of them says, "I was mauled by a lion." It's kind of like diary entries in this dungeon, which is, you know, interesting that you would do that on stones. But let's see. And when I got to this room for the first time casually, I was like, it's the lion. Like, I thought this was the boss or something. But nope, it is just a regular enemy that we're going to see a lot. Like, I definitely died to that lion the first time I got there. Let's defeat these regular bats. Nice to have only one hit bats for a change. This room, if I actually get hit, I can completely, well, I can get my not cycles, I can get my jumping movement messed up because of the knockback it gives. But yes, coming up here, I'm going to save just for safety because we have to deal with 2 lions to free this other servant. And the fire-breathing attack, you know, lions breathing fire, what else is new? It's the worst one, it's the one I don't want to see because it's the hardest to avoid, but we're alive. 4 HP is plenty. I'll wait for that dog to run so I can get through there without taking damage. Alright. So, you all know the drill at this point, I hope. Why I'm going to save at this checkpoint and then leave the room again. There's a card for me to get. And I'm going to warp back there later. Let's take a nice damage boost, because actually I can, if possible, it would be faster for me to take a death warp coming up. This could be okay. I'll just walk through here. Oh, well, I'm gonna have to wait an extra cycle. It's still faster. So that's an intentional death so I can get back here, and, you know, everything's saved still. We'll deal with another stack bat. Pretty simple in this room. But, you know, the dungeon still isn't over. There's still quite a bit to go through. It really makes you go out of your way to get some of the remaining cards in the game here. But it's still faster than the one I skipped in an apartment. 2 more lions, and that's the fire-breathing attack that I really don't want to see. And now I guess I'm going to be taking a bunch of damage from that one too. Alright, I still lived, and I can refill my health by tidal warping. Back to the checkpoint. Hey, another lion. Fancy that. One's on its own, and it's going to breathe fire. Yep. Alright, 2 stack bats. Let's see if I can line them up correctly. That works, I guess. Please drop some health for me. That would be really nice, thanks. Well, okay, no, that's fine. I kept taking damage, but really, this is pretty good. Alright, so I'm going to just damage boost through this way. And I'm going to take a quick detour down here to, well, save it at a checkpoint. Open this gate first, that's the most important bit, but, you know, let's save here as well so I can refill my health and warp back there later. Alright, these speed boosts can be a bit trolly. The shorter you're on them, it kind of sounds like Snapchat notifications, as someone in my chat once pointed out. And we got over there first try, hopefully we won't have to do it again. Oh, okay, I guess we will. It's fine though. It's less fine, it's fine. And now I just have to deal with this and then we'll be on to the boss. Now I need to give a quick content warning for the boss. If you're sensitive to something like suicide, then you may not want to watch for this boss. I just want to throw that out there. Alright, so we're going to go on to the servants. They are going to turn against us after I make this, or after I don't make this too tall jump. After I continue to not make this too tall jump that really is... Oh well. Okay, so they're going to turn on us, and I want to hit them. There's a 60% chance to see another not a glitch if they do this attack. So she's going to run around, and I can still hit her hitbox, like, even though she's not there anymore. And then they very gruesomely, after I defeat them, decide to jump in the pit. And yeah, there's going to be a pretty horrible scene where I go down here, like really morbid, and I have to walk around them. Like, this is a walk of shame to know what you've done. Like, this is where you're kind of thinking, am I even doing the right thing? Like, why do I want to be doing what I'm doing in this game? But yes, that's this dungeon done, and we will return to the fields now that we were done with the 6 main dungeons. So we are going to the end game. Everything's nice and chill once more. So, what could we possibly have in the end game after that? This game has thrown a lot at us already. This screen is, you know, it looks just like one of the ones from Link's Awakening, and actually I want you to remember that screen for later, because in the any % glitch run, there will be some shenanigans there. Alright, so I just need one more card, and then we will be able to get past the 36 card gate. Alright, so let's jump back in here. And Sage thinks that... Oops, okay. Same button to talk as leaving the portal. Sage thinks we're not ready, so he says, oh, it actually says 92 cards, but we're not fooled by that. So it's going to open, and while it's doing that, I will save. So I will now cross this bridge, but the Sage is really unhappy. He just really does not think that we are ready for this. And so we have our next boss fight, Sage himself. Alright, this is a 13-hit boss fight, 4 phases. That's phase 1. Okay. It's going well so far. This one takes 4 hits, and I need to weave in and out of the fireballs like this. Ah, it's fine. And then this one is random where the fire is, but I have enough health, so it really won't be a problem. And that was actually a really good Sage fight. It doesn't always go that well. It's maybe a bit harder than I made it look. But yes, now we defeated the Sage. He's still not really ready to give in, but he knows that he can't stop us with force. Alright, so this is a nice chill area as well. And I'm going to pick up a broom extension. Yes, this is a broom extension, which is the tile swapper. Seems pretty powerful, right? But actually you can only use it here until you beat the game. There's a pretty cool post-game thing where you're supposed to go out of bounds and everything. But yes, you're meant to do that puzzle. There are clues. It's like a logic puzzle, pretty much. But I already know the solution. Alright, so there's 2 more areas, and then we have the final boss, which is Briar, who has been teased since the beginning of the game by Sage. And if I can do this without saving at any checkpoints, then there will be a minute time save, pretty much, by doing a warp back to the middle. Just gotta wait here. In the meantime, there isn't much to say right now, so I think we have a donation pending, Josh. So if you'd like to read it, go ahead.
I would like to, yes, thank you. We have a $20 donation from Mum of Bear, who says, good luck and all hail Storm Ewens, I think that's how you say it, for getting work cancelled so I could watch the stream.
So that actually is my mom.
Oh, okay, there you go.
So the whole bear thing, usually when I'm streaming Anodyne, I have because the game is in such a strange vertical resolution, I have more space on my layout. So I made my own meme. I have a picture of a bear, and the text says, sometimes I make mistakes, so bear with me. And the bear is not with us on stream, but I am actually wearing a shirt that has a bear on it, kind of like in an isometric, well, not isometric, but a different pattern. So that's what, that's my way of bringing that spirit to the stream today. We all will make mistakes, hopefully not big enough for me to go on overestimate. Alright. Or maybe we don't make mistakes, we just have happy little accidents. Someone once called me the Bob Ross of speedrunning, so I guess I have to roll with that now. That was a very delayed jump, I'm surprised that worked. Just gonna damage boost through here. No big deal, this section is actually almost over. So we will see in the next room 3 buttons, and we can't hit them all quickly enough. But, oh hey, it's Mitra! I remember Mitra. He helps us. And then, I don't know who this is, I guess it's Water Girl. Fireboy and Water Girl. But yes, after that's done, we will do a quick return to title. Get that tiny bit of time save. And then we have sort of a cutscene, I guess, where Sage meets Mitra. Mitra says she is our friend, and we are very grateful for that. But Sage doesn't think we have any friends. And he gets so mad that he's going to try and blow up the bike, but I am such a good person that I will stand in the way of the fireball and defend the bike. And move on to the final area. So, you know, everyone's really happy here. Everyone's happy that we're going to save the day. We're going to defeat Briar. It's us. We're here. Everything is completely fine. About that. Okay, well, it's a little bit more serious now. So this is a huge gauntlet that if I die, I have to redo the whole thing. This is like one of the reasons my estimate is so high in case I take a couple deaths here, because we're going to see a lot of really difficult enemies, like more of them together than we've ever seen before. And, you know, classic fire-breathing attack straight away. Thank you, Lion. And now we need to fight the cleaners, do their job for them. Hey, come on. Alright, now we're back at full health, but now we have to fight 3 Stackrobats all at once, which we've never had to do before. It was only 2 before this, at a time, that is. So let's hope we can leave this room with good health. This is not super fast, but as long as I'm living, I'm okay with it. Hey, okay. They don't really get the memo that this is a glitchless run, and they go into the walls. Alright, let's get good coin flips on these enemies. Or lack thereof. Okay. Okay, well now I'm poisoned again. Thank you for the 3 health, that was really nice of you. If I could get 3 from you, that would be lovely. Alright, I'm just gonna wait here and ignore your gas. Play it safe. Ew, okay. We might not make this. Okay. This is gonna be close, because I have to fight another lion here, who is going to breathe fire, naturally. Worst attack. Okay. Hi, dog. You like me, right? You don't like me. Okay. We're close. But I take a lot of damage in this room. And they're chasing after me. Okay, so that's a big time loss. Unfortunately. Some of the gates, thankfully, will stay open, but I'm still gonna need good health to complete this area. However, you know, the first few gates, they are still locked. Thankfully, the one with the lion and the dog, that one should still be open, and I think the one after the Stackrobats will also be open. But yeah, we're redoing this, so if there's anything, Josh, go ahead.
Okie dokie, we got a $265 donation.
Wait, what?
Yeah, from Gemench. They say, Gemench Hi from Gemench, the German-speaking restream. Thanks for this event, and thanks for letting us restream it. The money goes to GTA San Andreas, the definitive upgrade. Can't wait to see how awesome this looks. And then they say a little bit in German. Ein Rümmel an Ali Zuschauer Kommentarien und Ende Mitwirkenden des Deutschen Restreams.
Well,
which is maybe understandable. Probably not.
A for effort.
Thank you.
All right. So now we're through. Actually, the gate opens here when just one of these die, and they can rather stupidly just go over the edge and die. But yes, I'll kill them all because the gate doesn't stay open. And that dog also doesn't get the memo of it being a glitchless run and will completely run through the wall. But thankfully, we're done. Unfortunate that I died there. Yeah, it's okay. We're still going to be underestimate unless something really unfortunate happens on the final boss, but whew, we're safe. Close to the end. Alright, so this is Briar, and they tell us it cannot go on like this. Things have to change eventually. So the fire and the water meet, and we go to this bullet hell-like boss, in a way. Well, it's not really a bullet hell, but it can look a bit like it. And there are fire attacks and there are ice attacks. So I need to use the fire attacks to attack the ice side, and the other way around is same too. So on the ice attacks, I'm going to be playing ping pong. I can speed up the first hit a little bit like that. But I've got my safe spot in between phases here. And then I will just position that dust there, and it will open up the ice side so I can hit it. You're not actually supposed to put the dust there, but it still works, like just barely. I can't remember Seth's explanation for it, to be completely honest with you, but it works. That's all we need to know for now. Okay, not there. Fine. Missed hit. There. Please. There. Well, it's not actually... Okay, there we go. It's not actually supposed to be able to hit it there because there's supposed to be those things in the way. But it works. Most of the time. Definitely haven't lost a world record to it not working. And, okay, one more hit and it will be one more round of ping pong, and then the final boss will be dead. And then it'll just be like half a minute of text, and then the run will be over. Nice, alright. So that is Briar. They are the final boss. They have been defeated. Alright, so then we'll jump ahead of them. And then they'll jump ahead of us again. And they tell us, dude, young. Move your arms around a little bit. You're gonna drown. Honestly, you'd never survive without me. Now let's go get a sandwich or something. So after all of that, Briar, turns out, they are our friend. And then the sage tells us we performed adequately, and then at the top of the screen here, that is time. Alright, so... since we met the incentive for any %, which will have glitches, thank you so much for that, by the way. I will show that off after the credits, and during the credits I would like to give a shout out to, let's see, I already mentioned the Barrel, but they are one of the they have the record in all bosses at the moment, and then there's Clever Pigeon, who has the record in 100%, also actually co-led QA testing for Anodyne 2, which is a completely different style of game, kind of like PS1 style, I think, and then I may not say this right, but I'm gonna take a stab. I never asked the person who has the record for any %, which you're about to see, but Wezicone? I don't know, it could be different because they are Dutch. But yes. Okay, 106.44 is not a terrible time. It doesn't beat my marathon best, but actually all 3 times I've run any % glitches in a marathon, it has been a 106. But yes. Do I need to do anything to reset the timer for any %, or
No, Tax should all handle it.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah,
I
it's
can
all
see
done.
now.
Yeah. Take it away.
Let's go. In 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so the first 30 seconds are the same. Nothing much to mention here. But very soon things are going to get very different. This is like a 0% collection run. I will get absolutely no items. So imagine beating this game without a broom. Alright, Alright, Sage text. We've seen this before. We're gonna defeat Briar. Or are we? Maybe I don't feel like seeing Briar today. Alright, let's go back to the streets and warp up the screen. And then I am going to go over here and do this. And screen transitioning 6 times, it puts me into the next tile, just enough to walk through it. And then I'm going to walk out of bounds. Hey, there's that guy that never really cropped up anywhere else in the run last time. Still following us, still trying at least. And we're gonna see Mitra's amazing driving skills again. Hopefully skip her text box once more. Yep. And we're gonna go out of bounds once more. But after this, you will see something else quite funny. This is called the wiggle glitch, you know, as you do. But yes, I am going to head down this way, and well, that's this is interesting. Alright, cool, I skipped woods. We are through to the fields. So, a couple more wiggles here. It's a little bit hard to look at, so maybe if you're sensitive to, I don't know, motion sickness or something, you may want to look away at the end of the run when I do this several times over. Alright, so we're gonna see a pit skip here. Let's see. Nice, first try. No jumping required. I actually really like these keyboards for pit skip. They're much nicer than my laptop, and I'm gonna skip Sage text box. Nice. And out of bounds again. But before we get to the end game, we need to talk about parallel universes. So, yes, over here is a parallel universe, shifted 1 tile up. This is actually the same as the regular map, but there's, you know, all this garbled mess on my screen. This is, believe it or not, an intended mechanic by the devs, though, because there's the tile swapper mechanic that when you beat the game, you can go out of bounds and get cards you couldn't get before. And, you know, they just played around with parallel universes as you do. So, you know, when you go a parallel universe to the right, it's shifted up 1 tile, and to the left, it's shifted down 1 tile. And now I will get back in bounds. Alright, endgame time. No tile swapper needed. In fact, if I did get the tile swapper, it wouldn't even work. Because you need to have a broom first for the tile swapper to work. It's a broom extension, not a free broom. Alright, but from here I'm going to wiggle to the end of the run. Anything else to mention, Josh, in this time?
No, not really. Just really enjoying this run. No, I'm joking. Yeah, we still need to meet the incentive for Definitive Edition. As soon as this run is over, my shift ends, and I'm gonna run away, eat, and then get ready for my run. So yeah, hopefully, well, not hopefully, but when I come back, we'll see whether Definitive Edition is done or not. Yeah, that's about it. Keep wiggling.
Oh, I am. This next one will actually take 7, but I'm gonna do 8 just so I can stay on this screen here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hey! That's just because of the water physics pushing us back slightly. Alright, we're almost done. And hey, end of the game. So Briar once again teaches us how to swim and suggests we should go get a sandwich, and the sage tells us we performed adequately. Honestly, we'd never survive without you, Briar. Time. So, yes, 2 very different runs there. Yeah, so the record is a 454 in any percent. I have a 458. Sub 5 was enough for me. I don't want to grind that category. But yes, thank you. Thank you so much for watching. I have loved being here. Thanks to ESA for giving me 2 runs to do. Thank you, Josh, for hosting both of them.
Yes, I don't know how that worked out.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But yes, keep donating, keep raising money for this amazing cause, and until next time, thank you very much.
Thank you for those 2 runs. Before we go, we quickly got a $50 donation from, I can't remember how you said it, Wezzy Cone?
Something like that.
Yeah, they said, amazing run, Laser Trap. And yes, you are saying it the right way.
Great.
There you go. So yeah, thank you. Coming up next, we have Discworld by Mind Desi. Don't go anywhere.